We're gonna make a really special treat that's gonna help us get through these super hot summer days. Watermelon Granita. Granita is a fantastic ice cream-like treat that requires no special ice cream equipment to make.
Life can be a struggle, but a good meal doesn't have to be. We can make creative, nutritious, and inventive dishes that won't break the bank. We'll eat well and save money, because that's what we do. Welcome to Struggle Meals.
So we're gonna start off with a watermelon. It's really simple. We cut it in half. I like to use the bite and slam technique. Granita is just a catch-all term for this style of dessert. You could use whatever fruit you've got. Strawberries, raspberries, lemon, they'd all be great. So we're just gonna take the skin off our watermelon here. All right, so just wanna cut up the watermelon pretty small so that when we put it into the blender, the blades catch those small pieces, and then it starts creating a vortex that pulls the other ingredients in. We're out of space in our blender, so let's blend this down to the liquid state, reduce the volume. Here we go. We gotta make some space in our blender, so let's pour this first batch of watermelon out. All we need is a pretty wide, flat pan. We don't wanna make a big block of ice. We want something that's really no higher than an inch of liquid. I'm gonna strain out the pulp. Give it a little help with a wooden spoon. If you use a really, really deep container, it's gonna be almost impossible to get a slushy-like texture. That's why I'm using this baking tin. Coming in with the rest of our watermelon, to get even more tang, we're gonna add 4 limes. And we're gonna get all the zest of these limes too, because it means even more flavor. Lime, sugar, frozen ice, yum. There's something about limes in frozen desserts that just screams, it's summertime! That's gonna go in. Let's have our limes, and we'll squeeze their juice. Okay, we've got our lime zest, we've got our lime juice, we've got our watermelon. We gotta add sugar. Not because this is a special treat and you gotta have sweetness, but because sugar lowers the freezing point of the liquid, which gives us that flaky and slushy-like texture. All right, we're gonna throw our top on. So, coming through our strainer once again. Basically, Granita turns out to be sort of like a shaved ice situation. And we put it in the freezer, but we have to maintain it. So every half hour or so, we're gonna go in there with our fork and scrape it. And that's gonna create these air pockets between the frozen crystals. And at the end, you end up with this really slushy-like dessert. Plus, it's a great excuse to cool down in the freezer. To the freezer! Clear some space in the freezer before you go there with this. All right, we've got Granita in the liquid state. We're gonna come check on this in about a half hour. So nice and cool in here. All right, so it's like semi-frozen right now, but so we don't get a whole block, what we wanna do is start basically scraping this up with our fork a little bit. Yeah, there we go. This is gonna take 3 hours to freeze, but I'm gonna scrape it every half hour or so it doesn't form a solid block. It's really turning into a Granita. I'm gonna keep checking on it every half hour till there's no more liquid in the pan. Our Granita's done! We've got these gorgeous ice crystals. There's no more liquid. I'm gonna be able to just eat this up with a spoon. Mamma mia! We checked on our Granita every 30 minutes for about 4 hours, and look at this final texture we've got. It's incredible. It's soft like the snow. This is just summer treat heaven. So we've got little containers. Once the texture's like this, it can hold for hours in the freezer. It's not gonna form into a solid block. So it's really just during that initial freeze. And you could definitely create all your little individual servings and store them in the freezer till you're ready to go. That's it. This looks fantastic. It reminds me of when I was a little kid. I used to get the Italian ices on the corner. It comes to $1.39 a serving. Let's dig in and get refreshed. Here we go. Oh, brain fish. Delicious. I mean, this is perfection. It's so refreshing. I love the color. It's zesty from that lime, and sugar makes it feel like a special treat. It's super easy to make at home because all you need is a freezer and a fork. And it's extra cute in a little container like this.